Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders who read Millstone. Shalom to the elect, Ba'Shem Rachak Wadash. My name is Yakabo from Plaintables Camp. This is Apostles bat shit crazy. What does it mean? Yeah. Hear what the apostle has to say.
So this is a video. Full mother of boy found dead in suitcase in Indiana makes first court appearance. Now this is Princess. This is the original Princess Leia from Star Wars. He gonna find out. Watch the name that she. Stay away. Hey, stay away from these conscious women. These black conscious women.
Right, because they're headstrong. They basically have it all together and they try to teach you. All right, the black woman believes that she's your mother, that everything's okay as long as whatever comes out of her mouth is basically kosher. All right, because she thinks she's a queen, she's a goddess. All right, she interjects where she's not wanted. All right, she actually believes she's the head and she knows best. All right. And you can see the pride, the look on her face. It don't matter if she got a natural hair or not. You can tell by how she talks in her body language, whether she's a lady, an elect lady or not. All right. There are signs you can see. All right.
Because they bugged out. You had one that was an influencer, that killed I think her husband, her kids, over the solar eclipse. So I muted this. Fair use. Let me just do this. Okay, Miss Anderson, for the record, would you state your full name, please? Now, when you state your full name, that means you're giving them jurisdiction. You have to put forth a plea. See, when you make an action in court, the first thing you're supposed to do is, I would like to know the nature and cause of this proceeding. My law skills are, way back. Anyway, when you say the nature, cause, you're challenging jurisdiction. So she didn't challenge jurisdiction. That's why a police officer, they'll say, do you know why you were speeding? Because they wanted you to get a response, which is saying that I'm giving you jurisdiction because you answered them. They say they can either ask you something or they can tell you something. They say, do me a favor, could you step out the car and open up your hood? And then you can say, well, I'm exercising my Fourth Amendment right to be secure in my personal things, my personal effects, paperwork, and so forth. So now the guy said, pull out his 9 and said, get the fuck out the car. Hopefully you got it on record. And then you say, okay, I'm not gonna get you mad, Officer Jones. I'm just gonna comply, but I'm gonna comply under duress. So when it goes to court, you it's on record that you exercise your Fourth Amendment right, your First Amendment right not to say anything. You show them your license, registration, and that's it. And they'll ask you, they'll say, well, why was you going so fast? Or why was you doing this? Now, if you speak, you can say, I didn't know I was going fast, or I'm exercising my right to remain silent, officer. But they don't like that. See, that's why a lot of people get beat up. So a lot of times people get shot up and beat up because they're exercising their right. But remember, you're in Babylon, the land of confusion. So anyway, let's watch. So the judge is establishing jurisdiction. All right. So he says, what's your name? She says, yes, I am Princess Kia. Wait a minute. Representing, you can't make this shit up. Representing the entity Dejan. So she understands something about a straw man. In this case, a straw woman. I could almost want you to hear this, but you watch it and you can hear it. Would you state your name? Yes, I'm Princess Kia, but she said.
All right, we're gonna listen to it. All right.
Clause number 88C01-2210F1833, State of Indiana versus Dijon Anderson. Ms. Anderson, for the record, would you state your full name, please?
Yes, I am Princess Califia Hatan Tupape II, representing the entity Dijon Anderson.
You're known as Dijon Anderson?
I'm representing the entity as Dijon Anderson.
Your date of birth?
My date of birth is February 2nd, 1961.
That would make you how old?
That'll make me 63 years old.
And the last 4 digits, your social security number?
I do not have a social security number. I have a declaration of nationality underneath the Washita Moors of the Indigenous People of United Nations, Chapter 21593.
All right, so she's telling you, well, that's what the apostle's saying. That's the what's on your driver's license is this the straw man, you know. Let's continue.
Said something else that wasn't picked up. I'm Princess Kia Han to Peppa Pape the second. That's a name. That's a name. Let me go back again. Yes, I am Princess Kia Han to Pepe the second, representing the entity Dijon Anderson. This is a fucked out chick, man. She's a more sign. You're known as Dijon. Like, that's an AKA. The Princess Leia is an AKA. That's what they're going to put on the record. They're going to put a government name. Any paperwork from this point on is going to be her government name, Dijon Watson or whatever, AKA Princess Kia Han Anderson. I'm representing the entity of Dijon Anderson. And your date of birth? She should have said I'm manifested in the year of our Lord. Yo, Jake is fucking crazy, man. That's why I entitled this video, what would I say? Batshit crazy, what does it mean? Batshit crazy, what does it mean? Anyway, but she killed. Well, her son is dead. I don't know if she killed the son. He died, but he's found in a fucking suitcase, man. This woman's 62 years old.
Yeah, the subject matter is the death of the child. Now, I don't know what evidence they have to bring her in. I'm going to assume that they found the child near her or in her possession. And they say what possession is 3/5 of the law in America, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to hear the evidence on why they believe that she committed the killing or the murder.
And this Edomite, he wants to strangle this bitch. He said, I just want to strangle this bitch. This crazy bitch. Anyway, with that, another reason to stay away from this wildebeest. Bugged out in the mind. With that, I'm
His murder as a felony would indicate that between April the 10th, 2022 and April the 16th, 2022, in Washington County, state of Indiana, you did knowingly or intentionally kill another human being, that being child victim number 1, contrary to the form of the statute, in such case it's made and provided by Indiana Code 35-42-1-1, parentheses 1, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana. Count 2, neglect of a dependent resulting in death as a level 1 felony would indicate between December the 1st, 2021 and April the 16th, 2022 in Washington County, state of Indiana, you being at least 18 years of age and having the care of child victim 1, a dependent, less than 14 years of age, did knowingly place said dependent in a situation that endangered the dependent's life or health and which resulted in the death of child victim number 1. Count 3, obstruction of justice as a level 6 felony would indicate that between April the 10th, 2022 and April the 16th, 2022 in Washington County, state of Indiana, you did alter, damage, or remove a record, document, or thing with the intent to prevent said item from being produced or used as evidence in a legal proceeding or an administrative or criminal investigation, contrary to the form of the statutes made and such case provided. The murder, a felony, has a range of imprisonment from 45 years to 65 years, with the advisory sentence being 55 years and up to a $10,000 fine. The level 1 felony, neglect of a dependent resulting in death, has a range of imprisonment from 20 years to 40 years, with the advisory sentence being 30 years and up to a $10,000 fine. And the level 6 felony has a range of imprisonment of no time in jail if it's treated as a misdemeanor to 2.5 years at the Indiana Department of Corrections, with the advisory sentence being 1 year and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
I do understand.
Okay. And do you understand the potential penalties?
I do.
Do you intend to hire a lawyer, or is someone likely to hire a lawyer for you?
I want to file a motion for self-representation.
You understand if you do that, you are required to conduct yourself as a lawyer to be able to forward.
All right, so it sounds like child neglect and she tried to cover it up. That's what it sounds like. Child neglect and she tried to cover it up. All right, so you get the point on that. So the point, I'm going to move forward with the look. All right, the apostle was saying, warning you about, conscious women. Meaning that they are pretty much, when I hear conscious woman, I'm hearing a woman that's not under the leadership of her husband. All right. So I don't know her situation, her family situation, but more than likely she was not under the leadership of a man of the Lord. And if you can prove otherwise, you can tell me different and put a link in the comment section, or write something that said that she was under the leadership of a husband or male leadership, and this is a nuclear family killing, which I doubt it. So we'll start off with the look of a woman, not necessarily her, just using her as an example. All right, it says this is first Ezra 4:26. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes, right? Because you have some men that are simps, that are weak, that believe everything is about catering to a woman, and that they're arranging their life, their structure, the way they go to work, get up in the morning, their routine based around a woman. All right, that's not the best way to be. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. All right. As, a brother in the faith, you have to be, masculine, hyper masculine. All right. As it is written, remember and show yourselves men, bringing again to mind, O ye transgressors, remember the former things of old. I believe that's what Isaiah 46. If I'm not mistaken, we'll find it. Yep. Isaiah 46:8. Remember this and show yourselves men, bringing again to mind you transgressors. This is Ayash, but this is a special Ayash, which is really this long word here. Or ha-tha-ashashwa. All right, which means masculinity. Masculinity. Ha-tha-ashashwa. Masculinity. To be a man, show masculinity, a champion, a great man. You know, more masculine you are, the more, you know, the more feminine you need a woman to be, because y'all gonna be bumping heads if you're trying to work with a damn woman. Like, now the less masculine you are, it's easier for you to work with a woman. This is why certain relationships where the 50-50 thing works out sometimes, because the man is less masculine. All right. I mean, 50-50, I mean, not necessarily in finances, I mean with authority. All right. And what else I have? Let's go back to Ezra real quick. Also, many have perished and have erred and sinned for women. Then it tells you about Apame, how she slapped the king. Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. They do little hitting games. You think women hitting men, like playful, is something new? You know, you might have like a cousin, second cousin, or a little sister. She'll, come and, like hit you and like attack you and want to be rough with you, right? Until you pick them up and throw them on the bed or shake them up a little bit. Then they start to figure out like, oh, I can't really, challenge this man. All you brothers have experienced, little girls, assaulting you, playfully assaulting you, and then, you pick them up, throw them around or whatever, throw them and toss them up in the ceiling, run them around, tire them out, But little girls, that spirit in them, sometimes just being playful, and other times they're testing you to see if you're gonna, how you're gonna react. That's how you normally react. You play them around, throw them in the air, run them around, And then as they get stronger, you get a little stronger on them. Then they try to figure out, oh shit, this dude's, I can't overcome his force. Let me calm down. And then eventually, as they get older, they'll get it. But today, women they don't have the buffer of a masculine man, a hyper masculine man, to actually check them. So now they're free to slap men, talk shit with no consequence, because the law is not being enforced. Men are letting these women run abroad without any filter. All right. And some of us, because of the system, and some of it because they're just bitches. All right. And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. As she laughed upon him, he laughed also. She slapped him. She put the crown on. It's like, a woman wearing your sweatshirt or something like that, putting your pants on, or wearing your jersey, and then assaulting you, laughing in your face. All right. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was faint to flatter that she might be reconciled to him. Again. All right. So she got sad, he got sad. So he's in tune with her emotions. So the scriptures clearly tell you that you ain't supposed to be in tune with a damn woman's emotions. All right. Oh, ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Yeah, women are strong. All right. To, weak men. All right. Now, Ezra's conclusion was that truth was strong above all. That was the conclusion of this experiment and parable. Well, it's not really a parable. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So let's go to the next precept. I have Deuteronomy 28:56. Now, if you look at her, and she's an attractive woman, but she more than likely neglected her son or daughter. It's boy, neglected her son. Boy, I don't know what the circumstances are, but and then attempted to hide the child. Right. And she's invoking, her different rights to representation that she's gonna represent herself. All right. So next precept I have is, so this is an example of what to look out for in a woman. All right, that pride, that being headstrong. Deuteronomy, TEU 28 and 56. These are the curses that we're under. All right, it says the same thing about the man. Now we read above. It says, Deuteronomy 28:56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set a soul or foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes should be evil toward her husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. That just means ayon's eye. The mental qualities, the physical eye, mental and spiritual faculties, meaning her mind. When it says her eye shall be evil, it means her mind shall be evil toward her children and toward her husband. So you see all these really disgruntled women that are angry, that are not really fit to be wives or mothers. They're angry because they don't have a man in the Lord. They're angry because they're not being led properly. All right. When you lead a woman properly, according to the law, according to the precepts, proverbs, the wisdom, she'll have a better condition. All right. Now, we're still in slavery. We're still in Babylon, the land of confusion, Gotham City. All right. So we're always going to have issues, but you'll live a better life if we live according to the precepts. And we stick to our roles as ordained under our Creator, Yahweh, the Father, and His Son, Yahushua. All right, so her mind is evil. Yeah, Uriah, the tremble quiver. To fear, to be broken up. Any violent action. So the mind for violence is going to be toward the children. Be grievous. All right, so it's one word. Foot. So it's Ayan Uri or Ayana Thorai. So Thorai Ayana, evil eye translates into English, or mind of evil, of grievous, tending toward violence. All right. And this is the nature of our people. All right. This is what you look out for. All right. How she conducts herself and how he conducts himself. All right. You can easily tell. You have the mind to discern. The Lord gives His elect the spirit of discernment. It's 1 Corinthians 2:13, which things also we speak not in words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost or Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. All right. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit. Man here just means people, a person. Of the power, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned, or meaning spiritually judged. Anakrino. Meaning their judgment has already taken place, and they've been found to be fools. Anakrino. All right. Specifically in a forensic sense of a judge, to hold an investigation, to interrogate, examine, to accuse, to estimate, to determine the excellence or defects of any person or thing. And here, this prototype here is defective. All right. And she's going to represent herself, so that means she's a jackass. A man who represents himself, meaning a person, so same context here, all right, who represents himself in court, has a fool for a lawyer and a jackass for a client. And apparently Abraham Lincoln said that. All right. So we can go back to, next scripture is Proverbs 7. All right. How do you avoid danger? My son, we're going to go down. This is figuratively in front of a woman and the spirit teaching you to go off into another doctrine. So let's start from here. With her much 721, and we're using this in both spirits, both figures. Proverbs 7:21. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With her flattering of her lips she forced him. Persuasive, saying, you the best she ever had. All lies. He noted, he goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, as a fool to the correction of the stocks. And I believe the stocks is when they bind your hands and your feet. To a dart strike through his liver, that's a kill shot. As a bird hasteth to the snare, which is a trap, and knoweth not that it's for his life. Yeah. Hearken unto me now, like you're dealing with certain women, certain spirits, that could cost you your life. Right, and you can tell a conscious woman is this, she's always trying to lead, she's always trying to teach you something. She has an opinion. She's very outspoken. She doesn't conform to your program. That's a conscious woman. All right. And if she may have this look. Again, she's not an ugly woman, but it's her mindset what makes her ugly. Just because you may have a master's in history doesn't mean you have a law degree. She's I say black don't crack, apparently. She's 63. All right, where we at? Proverbs 7. All right. For and knoweth not that it's for his life. Yeah, because especially in the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, she'll literally trap you for 20 plus years attached to her because the state said so. All right, because you were being a damn fool. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Banyam, O ye sons, so it says. Now therefore, sons, hearken unto me, and attend to the words my mouth. All right. Let not thy heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. Whether it be the doctrine or a woman, a whorish woman. A woman is only about material. and getting an advantage. And you ain't gonna find a perfect one, but you can find the right one. This is decline. Yeah, so when you get on a woman's program, you're declining. You got shata, to turn aside, to go aside, turn to decline. Go aside. Yeah, from the path of you being, where's that word at? Masculine. Being the head. Alright. You can't just get with a woman because she's attractive. Astray after inner paths, for she have cast down many wounded. Yet many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Alright. Meaning you're gonna die. Alright. You mess with certain women, certain doctrines, they will lead to your destruction. Alright. You stick with the scriptures as we teach. Alright. Your life will improve. Alright. And you'll understand the big picture. Alright. Meaning we're gonna be made perfect through suffering. You'll understand suffering. It won't be it won't destroy you. Alright. When we say scripture says we are made perfect through suffering, that doesn't mean you're gonna suffer till you die. It means you're gonna suffer and adapt and get stronger. Alright? Because the Lord's elect, Yahweh and the elect lady are not gonna suffer unto death. Alright? Unless we know we be elected to that judgment. Alright? I mean, glorified in the end. But for the most of us, suffering is only going to be for a moment. Surviving in this system, surviving Babylon. All right? The Lord Yahweh gave us the knowledge and the skill, and we're on a team. And we can put our minds together to get the best outcome. And we have Yahweh as our defense. All right? So this doesn't mean you're going to burn in hell forever. I just bring that out. Sha'awal. All right? Underworld, grave. Yeah, grave. All right? The underworld. You got different worlds. You got the micro world and the macro world. All right? Doesn't mean that's a spiritual realm you go to and burn forever. That's not what it means. And it actually it doesn't say it except for here. Destination of the abode of the dead. That's a lie. All right? What they're alluding to are, see, it says inmates. And grave, well, I guess you can say it's in the soil, as if subterranean retreat. Hades, or world of the dead. See, Hades is Greek, so why are they putting Greek onto the Hebrew? The Hebrew came first. All right, so they're alluding to some kind of spiritual realm where you're going to be an inmate. All right, but you can be an inmate, and just be dead, like your body decaying in soil, technically. But what they're alluding to because of history. All right, but it just means death. All right, extreme degradation in sin, hell. That's a good definition. Righteous, not abandoned to it. Okay, death. Wicked, sent there for punishment. All right, they're alluding to burning hell forever and ever and ever. But hell can also be used as slavery. All right, so you can say the nations, the heathen, are the wicked, and they're going to be sent, to end in slavery for punishment. So that's the context. All right. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chamber of death. Now, in the context of doctrine and women, it's going to lead you to your physical death or a life in punishment. Every day, punishment, because you dealt with the wrong woman. All right? Or you dealt with a wrong doctrine. All right? But it doesn't mean you're going to burn forever and ever and ever and ever. All right? So this is you can suffer, and the judgment will be your physical death and your spirit returns to the spirit world, or you can be alive and be in slavery. All right? To a system, to a woman. All right? And referring to the other nations, they're going to be in the fields, the endless fields of our crops. They're working the fields, tending the animals. making garments, making products. All right, that's going to be their punishment. All right, so that's what hell means. All right, last one is Ecclesiasticus. Let's get that. Talks about the righteous woman, the righteous man. 7:25. I applied my heart to know and teach and search and to seek out wisdom and reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness of madness. So Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived. All right, so he delved in the righteous side and the wicked side. He understood. And I find more bitter than death the woman. All right, that's saying something. So when especially the apostles and elders, men of great Millstone, we understand how powerful the woman is, because she's been given power in this world. All right, because she works with Satan. So we understand. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands, whoso pleases the power shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So what does a woman think when she reads this scripture? What does she think? Does she fit the description? She definitely does. She may think different degrees, different magnitudes. Well, I don't believe it this much. Well, no, you're a woman. And Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived. All right. And Yahweh Shai, the Lord, the Messiah, is Solomon. All right, as it is written, and greater than Solomon is come, or is here. Right. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. All right. So Solomon basically said there are no righteous women, or the righteous women, you would have to go through 10,000 women to find one righteous woman, or 100,000 women to find one righteous woman, a woman that's actually, mind will be actually set. Or Proverbs 31, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Proverbs 31. You would have to find. You have to go through a multitude. Yeah, I think Proverbs 31. Right, and women don't fit this description. Our women, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Issachar, Gad, Judah, Zebulun, they don't fit the description. All right, that's why most of them in America, Babylon, are going to be put to death. All right, because they don't take the faith seriously. All right, they're hyper focused on things that don't matter. All right, being seen and heard in this world. All right, so you can read Proverbs 31. So I think that was the end of the lesson. That was it. Yeah. Proverbs, Ecclesiastes 7. All right. A mother of boy found dead in suitcase in Indiana makes first court appearance. This is April 2nd, 2024. So she's going to represent herself. So I don't know. I think it's just she being arraigned or something like that. And where is this at? Washington County, Indiana. She said it earlier. Okay. So these are the signs. Like the apostle said, stay away from the conscious woman, no matter what tribe she's from. All right. You start seeing she has a certain verbiage, and she's not willing to be humble. And again, you shouldn't be taking women seriously anyway. But I'm just saying that if you actually expect a woman to be righteous, you're a fool. All right. And so we basically got to get the best of the worst. So avoid the outspoken, conscious Israelite woman. She is no good. All right. So hope you edified. Shalom.